Yo, what's up, guys? So today is a topic I kind of want to touch upon, and if you guys haven't seen the title of this video, it's if school really matters or not. The reason why I'm actually making this video is because there's a lot of people out there that have misconceptions about learning and the education system. Some people think like learning and education it necessarily doesn't correlate to what they want to do in life. Some people think it does, and they're both right, but in a different perspective. So what I mean by that is I'd always strived for A pluses, A's, maybe A minuses, nothing less than a 90% though, obviously. And the reason for that is because my mom always forced me, and I just thought I had to fit into the description that she was wanting me to become, right? At some point after 10th grade, I was like, okay, why am I sitting here for like 2, 3, 4 hours just trying to solve a problem that I think is not going to be beneficial to me in the future, and it's only worth 2 points, right? That just didn't sit with me, right? Because it's 2 points. Like, what am I going to do with 2 points? As of right now, I'm in AP Psychology, and I actually learned something in that class, to be honest. And this guy named Howard Gardner, he was the person, he came up with the theory of multiple intelligences, and he actually gave definitions of people that are auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, visual learners, and to put developing adults in a place where like only one learning is preferred, it just doesn't make sense to me. If you guys want to check a little bit more about Howard Gardner, this guy right here could definitely help you out. I mean, it's a 2-minute video, but it's really beneficial. It kind of changed my perspective of how I perceive life in school. Going back to learning and education, I feel like it is important, but in a certain way. People are in a classroom and they're just in school for 8 hours, and not 8 hours of learning. It's like we have lunch, then we have periods where we just take breaks. Like it's just school. It's just like it's like I wouldn't necessarily say a prison, but I'd say it's like a place that we don't want to be at for 8 hours when we could be doing something else, right? That's beneficial to us. And even in classrooms, I feel like a lot of kids are misunderstood. Like, I feel like I'm kind of misunderstood as well, right? And the fact that I even have to raise my hand is absurd. And another example is tests and quizzes. I'm actually genuinely like scared of taking quizzes and tests. I mean, I study for them when I have the time, but like I have so much going on. Like other kids have sports going on, other activities outside of school going on, right? You know, it's like we don't just do school and then we just go home. Some kids do. There's a lot of kids out there that do the extracurricular activities, and we don't have time to study. Even if you go outside, if you go out in the real world, when you talk to these millionaires and billionaires, right? Failure is the key to success. And I'm not saying to fail. I'm not saying when you fail like 100 times you're gonna be rich. Who knows? You have to learn from those mistakes, and to be scared of failing, of quizzes and tests. Think about it. I don't like that at all. Going back to first grade, even to kindergarten as well, like preschool, right? We were all brainwashed into thinking like failure isn't an option. We fail a quiz, we fail a test, we fail the class. That's what we thought at such a young age, right? And since it kept developing up until like over a decade, for 12 years, now we're all like brainwashed thinking like, okay, failure, if I fail, I'm a failure. But that's not true at all. Failure makes you a failure, but it's those failures, and if you learn from those failures, if you learn from those mistakes, then that's what makes you better. And that's what makes you become a better person. And school doesn't teach you that at all. School doesn't teach you to be rich. School doesn't teach you about money. It teaches you about they just give you homework assignments for you to just do. Even the fact of the matter is that when we go back to like, let's say 7th grade, and you're in your history class, I guarantee you guys that you guys don't remember a single thing from there. If you guys do, drop it down in the comments below. I guarantee you guys, I don't remember a single thing. And I know you guys don't remember. And it proves my point as well. Like, learning should be valuable, right? When you learn, you should understand it, not remember it. That's not learning. That's remembering. Understanding is learning, right? And the fact that we learn something for like a month and then we just take a test and forget about it the next week or two doesn't make sense at all. And we just all have to come to realization that the school system's not going to change. It's just reality. And we're just going to have to accept the reality. There's no other way around it. And look, you know, I'm not saying school's not important. It's important, right? it teaches you valuable lessons like social skills and all of that stuff. But look, the video I made like 2 days ago, you could check that out right here. I talked to like many millionaires, and the thing they said was that to them is that college isn't necessarily important. You don't need it, but it's what you want to do in life that correlates to what you want to do is what makes college important. Let's say like you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Of course college is going to be important, right? Like you need a degree, you need the steps to become a doctor and a lawyer. You need college. That's a stepping point. And obviously you need college, so you go to college. But let's say you want to become an entrepreneur or something that doesn't require college. You don't need it. It's just a waste of time and it's a waste of money. So I'm not saying school is completely useless, but the way it runs, the way the systems are ran, I think is completely absurd. I know your parents would say otherwise, saying, go to college, it's important. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what you want in life, and you gotta decide if you want to prove everyone wrong, or if you want to prove yourself wrong even. So it's up to you. Because, look, honestly, to be quite fair with you guys, parents don't know the better on what's the best for you, right? Because they succeeded off of college and getting a degree, right? So they don't know what's better because they haven't tried that out. Parents don't know any better because they haven't done a different way to be successful. And so many other people have actually been successful without going to college or not even graduating college. And the fact that education should be paid for after high school doesn't sit right with me as well, because education should be free. You want to learn something, it should be free. You want to learn, go learn. You want to get educated, get educated. You don't have to be, it shouldn't be paid for, because if you've been getting educated for free for the past 12 years, it means education should be free. You shouldn't be paying hundreds of thousands of dollars going into debt for education. But like I said, I'm not disregarding college or anything like that, because some people out there, they don't have that opportunity or the chance to go into college and get educated because they don't have the resources. So obviously, I'm not disregarding college or anything like that. In my opinion, I feel like the education system, I don't like how it's ran. I don't like how it's systemized. I feel like education should be free and it shouldn't be paid for. Obviously, our teachers and parents and other trusted advisors and people that we know always say that, oh, go to a four-year, get your degree. Because they reached the point in their lives through following the system and following exactly the plans that everyone said to do. And that was by go to high school, get your high school diploma, go to a four-year, get your degree, find a job. It's always the same thing, right? And in order for you to be successful, you gotta be different. Mom always wanted me to become a lawyer and a doctor, and I was like, okay, that's probably the only jobs out there, because she always said that I should be a doctor, I should be a lawyer. And as a kid, I really thought that was the only two options. But as I grew on, I realized that there's so much endless opportunities out there in the world. Because look, it's literally always the same question. What's your major? What are you gonna get your degree? You know, what's your dream job, right? Like, it's always the same question, and I actually hate getting asked those questions, because I always hear that shit all the time. And I know most of you guys do hate hearing that, because so many other people, and I know a lot of you guys have heard that as well. It's getting repetitive at this point. So pretty much, like, I never really had a dream job because I wasn't satisfied. Well, all the way up until 9th grade, I wanted to become a lawyer. I was the same as you guys. You guys probably want to become doctors, lawyers, whatever you guys want to be, right? And I'm not disregarding whatever job you guys want to do. Follow your passion. That's the number one thing, right? If you want to become a teacher, go become a teacher. If you want to be a psychologist, become a psychologist. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, go become a doctor, become a lawyer. I'm not disregarding. This video isn't made to tell you guys, okay, look, school's not important, just give up, drop out of high school. I'm not dropping out of high school. I'm still in high school. But I'm doing the stuff that I love and the stuff that I'm passionate about while in high school. It's not a waste of time, because obviously it has its benefits, right? Because there's so many other kids out there in high school that are the same age and in the same age group as you, that you don't see that anywhere else. So I feel like going to school helps with society, like with social awareness, actually talking to people, actually engaging, communicating, and instead of just being at home, just sitting on your like in your room, just thinking about nothing or just playing games, right? Because school has its benefits, but I feel like I'm just kind of talking about the downsides of what school really is, and I'll get to the benefits of school later. But that's just kind of it. And one example I kind of want to give you guys is that I actually did talk to one kid in my class, and I asked him like the same thing everyone else tells me: what's your dream job, or what are you majoring in, right? And he said something like, I don't know, aerospace engineering or something like that. And I told him why he wanted to do aerospace, and his answer was, I don't know. So that just made me realize, okay, like, why are you in class and learning and getting educated when you don't even know what you want to do in the future? And that just kind of proves my point, because we're all so focused on school that we're forced, and just being in school for 12 years, we have to be forced to do something that we have to just pick and choose, right? After high school, some people don't know what they want to do. Some people do, some people don't know what they want to do. But we're all, but like the majority of people are also forced into trying to pick something and choose that maybe possibly they want to do, or possibly they don't even want to do. People don't take the risks because people are scared. Because look, if you're thinking about it this way, you have two people that work at a 9 to 5, right? And one actually takes the risks. Even if that doesn't work out, even if you try your best, but even if you try your best, you're bound to be successful, because you work hard, you work your ass off, you're gonna be successful. But let's say he takes the risks, but he doesn't work as hard. He took the risk, but he goes back down and he still works the 9 to 5. While the other person hasn't even took the risk, but he's still in the same situation. So this guy took the risk, but he came back, so they're both still in the same situation. So why not just take the risk, right? You can lose some money, you can lose relationships, you can lose some time, for sure. But that's sacrifice as well that comes with being successful. And tests and quizzes don't correlate to that to us at all. School doesn't show us that. They just give us a test, they give us a quiz, they make us take it. Look, I know a lot of teachers out there as well know how the systems ran, but they're just doing their job because they didn't take the risks back then. And I'm not disregarding them. You know, they worked hard. They worked hard to become a teacher, and they're giving us education, right? And I'm really thankful for that, because I'm learning for free, I'm getting educated. Now the whole purpose of this video is to just tell people that you can do whatever you want in life. And there's not just one way, one path to becoming successful. There's unlimited amounts of pathways you can become successful. Like, look at, for example, Mark Zuckerberg. He dropped out of college. He doesn't have a degree. Same with Bill Gates. And they're smart, and look at them, now they're multi-billionaires, right? Some other people, they didn't even graduate high school, and they're billionaires. Some people graduated with a degree, some people graduated with high school diploma. Some people went to 9 to 5, worked their asses off, and then became millionaires, multi-millionaires, billionaires, right? There's so many different pathways you can pick and choose to become successful, that I know a lot of you guys like disregard, okay, I gotta be successful, and I gotta have straight A's in high school for me to be successful. If I don't, then I'm not gonna be successful. That's not true at all. You can be whoever you are. You just gotta believe in yourself, and you just gotta be disciplined and stick to what you're doing in life, and anything can become true. Because this world is meant to have you fit into the system, but it's you who chooses if you want financial freedom or whatever freedom you want. In order for you to be successful and have the freedom that you want, you have to want it more than anyone else. You have to. Like, if someone's putting in 5 hours of work, you gotta put in 10 hours of work. You gotta double it. You gotta double down on everything that you do in order for you to be successful. And I'm still trying to do that, because I feel like I'm not working as nearly hard enough as anybody else out there. And that's just how it is. You don't work hard, you're not getting it. You're not getting what you want for it. If you don't work hard, you're not getting what you're asked for. So you have to have that drive. You gotta have that tenacity. You have to have that motivation to just keep on doing it, keep on going, no stops, no breaks, until you reach your destination. But deep down, I know all of you guys know that you guys have to work hard in order for you to grasp the things that you guys want in life. And school doesn't teach that, right? Because obviously, if it was easy, anybody would be rich. And obviously, the entrepreneur route or being an athlete, it's much more risk than just going the traditional college route and just getting your degree and just finding a job, right? In hopes to finding a good job, right? And obviously, people don't take that risk. You just learn, and you just remember, and you maybe will understand it, but you probably also forget it, right? But with learning comes with action, and with action comes with responsibility. And you got to take those actions and responsibility and those learning and those things that you've been educated on, and take action upon them. That I kind of want to mention is that people who say, okay, school is not important, school is useless, and they're not doing absolutely nothing in their lives. They just go home, sit in their bed, go to sleep, or just go home, play video games all night long, and just go to sleep at 2 in the morning. That's where you're wrong. Now that's where you, that's all on you, right? Because you're not doing shit with your life. You're just in bed, you're just playing video games all freaking day. You're not doing absolute nothing in your life, and you're saying, and you have the desire to say that school's useless. That's all up to you, bro. Like, that's all on you. That's why you don't like your life. That's why everything in your life isn't going as the plan, because you're not taking action upon what you're doing, and you're not actually, because you're not desired, you're not disciplined, and you're not motivated for yourself, and you have the tenacity to say that school is important. It's just shame on you, bro. Really, you gotta change your ways. You shouldn't be saying school is important. Go to school. You need to get your ass in school, talk to people, get yourself together. Because honestly, that's really it. Because this video is actually really mainly pertaining to people who think that, oh, I'm getting C's, I'm getting B's, dude. Like, I'm on the verge of failing. Those people who have things going on outside of school, like, I just want to tell you guys, like, I'm in the same situation as well. You know, I'm having difficulty in school. Well, not too much, but I don't have the best grades. You know, I wouldn't say necessarily I'm the best student, but I'd say that I'm a student that's motivated, and I'm disciplined, and I'm determined on whatever it is that I do have my attention to. Whatever it is that you do, whether you go to college, or if your goal is to become a professional athlete, or if it's to run a multi-million-dollar industry or company that you desire, that you want to do in the future, you need to take those risks. And school doesn't teach that, but I'm telling you. And I know I'm a kid. I know I'm just a kid telling you all this, and I know a lot of my friends are probably watching this laughing, but just take those risks like I'm taking them. Because even if I don't become successful in the next 3, 4, 5 years, I don't care. As long I'm so driven on just being able to work every single day and just trying to aim for the goal that I'm looking to desiring, and the goals that I'm actually aiming for. I'm already locked in. I don't want to live in the fear of regret. You know, I don't want to be living up until like 60 saying, oh shit, bro, I should have just taken those risks. Because I guarantee you, if you go up to any 50 or 60-year-old guy or, you know, woman, and you ask her what's one thing that you didn't do in your life that you regret, they're gonna say not taking risks. 99.9% of the time, they're gonna say that. And I guarantee you, if you just take those risks, you're gonna be successful. Because I know you don't want to be one of those 50, 60-year-old people just sitting at home, still having to work a 9 to 5, with just regretting not taking those risks when you're younger. To end this video off, I just wanted to tell you guys that it's never a bad idea to just sit in a room, a dark room, or anywhere, just by yourself, and just self-reflect on what you really want to do in the future. Whether it's, you know, go to college, whether it's to take a different route, whether it's to do something else that you don't want to do besides these two. Whatever it is that you do, it's all up to you, and it's not a bad idea to just sit with yourself and just think about what you want to do in life.